We are back in We-MNF, where the masses meet the nerds and the freaks. And today I'll be hosting, so I'll bring a track from a band called Leprous. The first time I heard to this band, I should confess, it was simply because it was called Leprous. I think someone calls his or her band Leprous. You need to hear it. It's very peculiar. But I had the fortune to begin by the track I'll play today, which is called Nighttime Disguise. And we'll be playing from the official channel of Leprous. So if you like it, go there, subscribe to their channel, enjoy their music. So Leprous was formed in 2001, and it always revolved around the two founding members, is Einar Solberg, who is the keyboard player and vocal player, and also the main composer. And even though the whole band contributes to the composing. And then you have Thor Odimund Shirk, the guitar player, usually also writing the lyrics. And then the other band members, they vary from recording to recording. But this track is from an album they released in 2021 called Aphelion. So in this album, we have Robin Ognedal, also in the guitars, Simon Daniel Lindsay Berven on the bass, and Bart Kolstad on the drums. And by the names, you might have guessed, well, these guys are Vikings. Yeah, they are from Norway. So it's a Norwegian band, and we can classify them as prog metal, but we talk more about prog metal later. Now let's go to the music. So let me share here for everything to be all right. Put us back here, hide this thing here, and we are ready to go. So for Francisco is a reaction, doesn't know. So buckle up, you need it.
I see no reason to wake up. It is a season to regret. 5-hour daylight passed me by. Today I'm not gonna drive. Falling in and out of sleep. The slope is getting way too steep. My body and my mind, my body and my mind are synchronized, are synchronized, are synchronized, synchronized, paralyzed, paralyzed. Nighttime disguise, a mind, run, nighttime disguise, far behind my
So what do you think, Chico?
First impression, that first of all, I already have some knowledge about the lepros. I already heard before about the band and the music, but I don't know anything about them, they are, like things like that. So what I will say now, probably I already had have this information that it's a modern band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a modern sound, and I can say that this particular characteristic came from the instruments and the vocals, especially the bass. The sound of the bass is very different of the traditional prog metal, prog rock, or prog metal, as you like, and uh, you can see that he is playing a five-string bass,
Yeah,
Music
yes.
Man bongo, and
Music Man Bongo.
bongo
I don't know
was
this.
uh, it's a bass designed by a guy that was design of the BMW that designed the Mini Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
car to bass design. Yeah.
exactly. Although I love this idea because I love car too, I don't think this bass is beautiful at all.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
He's
but
better at
but
cars than at instruments.
yes, and have this specific sound. You can hear that it's
Mm,
like another brands of bass, the boutique bass like Jingle All. The
mm,
people of play heavy metal has this sound. It's more metallic. You
yeah,
can hear
yeah.
that the bass is not warm.
I
It's
see. I
very
see.
it's
See.
very mid range in the
Yeah.
front. Uh,
It's sounds more aggressive than.
yeah, I like. And is the first impression that have that what why this sound is so modern. The
I
bass
see.
of those bands have this aspect that really define the time of the band. You can
Oh, yeah,
say
yeah.
you ever could say that this band was from
Oh, for
70s.
sure, for sure. Yeah, they sound contemporary. They are contemporary and sound contemporary. Sometimes the contemporary band try not to sound contemporary, but in this case, not. By the way, before I come back to the track, it's it's funny to listen to something that is classified as prog metal, even though some people classify Leprous as prog rock. They themselves don't classify themselves as anything, so they simply have their sound. So these classifications, well, they are just attempts at understanding. But when we were teenagers, either you liked prog or you liked metal. You couldn't like both, yeah. It was two different tribes. Now these tribes have merged, or, which I think is more likely, a third tribe emerged, the prog metal tribe. So it's nice to listen to prog metal in a retrospective way, looking back at how we were in teenager years. Other than Iron Maiden, I was not interested in anything that remotely sounded like metal. Oh, this changed along the years, which changed for good. So let's go back to the track. It either shows the drummer
I always
talking about the track.
thought that I pulled through. Now there is little left to do. It's more than I can comprehend. I promised I would make amends, make alteration in my soul. Feels like a bottomless hole.
A four a four-string bass too. You saw
Just bass.
it was a jazz bass.
But
Yeah.
but I think in this song, I think is not the case.
Okay, okay.
The
Make
sounds as a
alteration in my
bongo.
soul. Feels like a bottomless searching order, shelf myself.
It's a nice crescendo that they will do. Well, I couldn't stop. I know, I could have stopped in between, but I felt like not stopping because I think this crescendo going to the end of this track is fantastic. And how they get these brass instruments, they appear and they get this thrash metal, death metal vocal at the end. I think it's a great, great crescendo to finish the song. Yeah.
Yes, in the count, I didn't know uh, how this music, the development of this music. So when they was in the calm part, and it sounds like Morten, the vocalist of the Aha.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
didn't figure out that. Yeah, yeah, I didn't
yeah,
think about that. Yeah.
and in this moment, I would like to you stop
Ah,
the
I see, I see.
I want to say that I was to say that uh, the music wasn't sounding at all like metal anything.
In that part, yeah, in that part, yeah,
Eh,
yeah, yeah.
So, but with the development of the song to the end, the crescendo, like I said,
Yeah.
uh,
It looked like,
uh,
yeah, but I think this is a characteristic of prog metal because they keep from progressive rock quite often this change in mood and atmosphere. So the
Yeah.
composition goes back and forth, not so much as in prog bands. They try to not have so many change, not having so many changes of moods as a typical prog band, but they use this. And the track, in fact, has three parts. Yeah, that's the
Um,
introduction is heavier. Then you have this calmer part. Then goes back. By the way, to the heavier parts to conclude the song. By the way this track was recorded was a very innovative recording process because they had a kind of a session that the fans could buy a ticket to participate in the composition of the track. So the fans of the band could suggest vocal styles, could suggest the kind of instruments they would use, the tempo of the composition. So it is co-created by the band and the fan members, the fans of the groups. So it's amazing composition experiments. And in the beginning, they thought they would only release this as in a bonus track to the album Aphelion. But in the end, they were so satisfied that they chose this track to conclude the album. And Leprous albums, you can see that they thought about the sequence of the tracks, the way they will introduce themselves in an album, how they develop, how they conclude. And so the fact that they chose Nighttime in Disguise to conclude, I think is an evidence of how they were satisfied with the result.
Having this song specifically as reference, I would agree with them about that they don't have a specific style
Mm,
uh, because it's a hybrid song.
hybrid, yeah.
The looking of the guys is so normal. It's
Yeah, they
like
don't look. Yeah. Well,
it's
but
like
prog metal people usually don't dress like the metal tribes. Yeah,
uh, because today in Europe, in some parts of the Europe, it's just like a pop song. It's normal. These hybrid elements in the song today. In the you can the porcupine tree. You have the we can hear
yeah,
this kind of change and very heavy parts. And of course, it's not a heavy metal band or
sure,
prog metal
sure.
band. It's
Classifying music, classifying bands, I think is always very tricky because particularly when you have artists who are not following a formula, and sometimes some people get a formula and repeat it over and over again, they become easier to classify. But original artists, and I think Leprous is certainly very original, they have their sound. Yeah, we try to classify to try to make sense and attempt at understanding. And so I think they fit into this prog rock, prog metal, but they are themselves. They have their sound. One thing I like to conclude by talking about the lyrics a bit, so it's very relevant to our current experiences, and by the way, very relevant to this channel because it grows up from something we developed during the pandemic, and so they record this whole album, Aphelion, during the pandemic. And in an interview, Solberg, who is the keyboard player and singer and composer of the music, most of the music, they explained that the album had this general theme of adaptation in relation to a changing time, where we can value the things as they were before. And this is really fitting, yeah, because in the pandemic we had all this experience that life would never go back to what was before and never went back. Some people say, well, we came back to how we lived before the pandemic. No, we are not back. We have climate change, we have the pandemic, and our world really changed. Uh, and they named the track as Aphelion because Aphelion is a term from astronomy, is the farthest point in the orbit of celestial object in relation to a sun. So that's how I feel. And so we are very, very far away from where we were before. I think that's the idea. And we got back to some orbit, but the orbit is another one now. And the song lyrics are very depressive. So I think it has everything to do with this time. So if I go back to the lyrics, here is what they say. I see no reason to wake up. It is the season to retract. Okay. How many people felt this during the pandemic? Then they say 5 hour daylight passed me by. There are no regions. So in the peak of winter, it's 5 hour daylight. So he was simply there, lying in bed, sleeping. And the whole day passed through. And then they say, today I'm not gonna try falling in and out of sleep. The slope is getting way too steep. Well, that's a very depressive mood. So it's someone lying down in bed while can leave home. So the world is changing. So it's very depressive. And then they go to which I think is really very beautiful in the song. My body and my mind are synchronized, paralyzed. So it's an embodied experience of depression. So mind and body are synchronized. I was seeing a reaction to this song, and someone said, "Well, this looks like a good thing to be synchronized." No, it's not. It's not a good thing because it says my body and mind synchronized and paralyzed. So it's not good. Yeah, it's not good. It's just I'm not feeling a way out of this state of sleeping all the time because of the depression. And then they go to nighttime disguise might arise, nighttime disguise far beyond my sight, which I think it means that, well, I can pretend, yeah, I can pretend I'm right. So I think nighttime disguised about that. And then he says some more things here. I will sleep one part and go to this part where he says, which would be because after this part, I will say he goes back to my mind and my body synchronized and paralyzed. He says, oh, make alterations in my soul feels like a bottomless hole. So that's the deep depression. And then I'm contradicting myself, searching order, shelf by shelf by shelf. So it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's a great statement of the feeling of depression that many people felt during the pandemic. So it's a great lyrics for great composition, I think.
Great song. I would like to point out the melody is so beautiful. The melody,
Oh yeah,
especially in the all the all along the music, but in the calm part especially, it was
yeah,
very touching
it's very touching.
melodies, and it's mature.
Yeah.
The guy is young, but
Very mature composition, yeah, I do agree. Well, in this calmer
yes.
part, it's completely different from Yes, for sure. But there is this thing that Yes always uses. You go very strong and then you go to this plastic place in the middle of the track.
But in the thrash metal part, if you can say that, the melody of
It's
the
beautiful,
singing
yeah, yeah.
is beautiful too. It's not it's high. It's very difficult to execute, and he performs marvelous. It's great, and it's a great band.
It's a great band. The musicianship is incredible, but I'm always amazed by the singer. He's a so outstanding singer. Yeah.
Another thing is not related with the composition, but I would like to point out too, something that caught me attention was the guitar, one of the guitars that appear in the video. That's a seventh string guitar
Ah, I
in
didn't
a
notice that. I didn't notice that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and in a constructor in a way that we call it the multi-scale instruments. That the first string is short and
Ah, ah,
the
yeah.
the bass strings is long. But in the bass, like I said before about the modern bass, that the ding wall all the Dingwall, they have
What
multi-scales.
single wall is a bass? Is a bass.
Dingwall, it's a Canadian brand of the bass, the modern
Dingle.
bass.
Mm, okay.
Most of the the modern bass players today use, or at least have one.
Mm,
I would like to have one too, but it's very expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah, well, I saw this video several times. I never noticed that the guitar had
It,
this interesting construction. I'll have to go back. That's something that people who know see. People who
a black
doesn't
one.
know can't see. It's the black
It's a
guitar.
it's a black.
Great, great. So that was it for today. I think those who didn't know Leprous could dig for their music, go to their official channel, listen to their videos, try to get to their recordings, which are really good. And those who like this video, please subscribe to the channel, gives us a thumbs up that you like it. And there was one more session of We-MNF, where the masses meet the nerds and the freaks. Bye.
That's all, folks. Bye. You can have leave your thumbs up to us
For
to
sure.
make
Great.
this channel better.
Flourish. Thank you. Take care.